Assalamualaikum. I'm going live today with Amina. She's a confidence coach, and we're going to talk about how to beat procrastination and how to build your confidence and all of that. She'll be here in a minute or two. Can you guys hear me fine? Audio, video, all okay? Can you give me a thumbs up? Hi, Ami. I can see you. Thank you, Aru. Thank you, Soumya. Ami, could you send me a request to join the live? Then I can accept you in. Okay. Just waiting for Ami to join in. Sometimes it takes a while, sometimes it's quick. There she is. Hi. Hi,
Can
Ami.
you hear me?
Yes.
Amazing.
Perfect.
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
I am great. I'm really good. How are you? Happy to see
I'm
you.
good too.
Right.
You too. A lot of excitement for your live session.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So I noticed that we have a lot of mutual followers when you put up the post yesterday.
Exactly. I
Yeah,
noticed that too.
yeah. So how are you? ഇപ്പൊ നാട്ടിലല്ലേ ഉള്ളത്?
Yeah. ഞാൻ ഇപ്പൊ നാട്ടിലുള്ളത്. I'll be here for a couple of months, inshallah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So Ami, you are a confidence coach, and today we are going to talk about how to beat procrastination or how to stop procrastinating.
Yeah.
അപ്പോൾ procrastination എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ എന്താണ്? Like, what is the word? How would you define it?
So I think it's നമുക്ക് ഭയങ്കര ഫെമിലിയർ ആയിട്ടുള്ള കോൺസെപ്റ്റ് ആണ് procrastination. Most people do it on a daily basis. അതായത് നമുക്ക് ചെയ്യാനുള്ള ഒരു കാര്യം നമ്മൾ മാറ്റി വെക്കുക, പിന്നെ ചെയ്യാം, 10 മിനിറ്റ് കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് ചെയ്യാം, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ മതി നാളെ ചെയ്യാം, നാളത്തെ കാര്യം പറയുമ്പോൾ മറ്റന്നാളെ ചെയ്യാം. ബേസിക്കലി ഏറ്റവും ബേസിക് ആയിട്ട് പറയുമ്പോൾ ദാറ്റ് ഇസ് വാട്ട് ഇസ് procrastination. Delaying a task that you have to do, even though you know that there might be consequences on not doing it. That is what is procrastination. And it's something, based on my research that I did before I started my program, I found out that it's mostly ഇപ്പം അടുത്തായിട്ട് prevalent ആയിട്ട് വന്നിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു behavior pattern ആണ് procrastination. Did not exist much in the olden days.
Okay.
So around 2014 2015 അങ്ങനെ I noticed that Instagram bios, I don't know if you're familiar, we used to see procrastinating since the year that they were born. It was a fun thing to back then, but I think people didn't quite realize how it could impact. Upon 2015 2016 ഇത് ചെയ്ത youngsters are now in their late 20s, and I think they're still suffering or silently not realizing that they are experiencing an after effect of being in that state for so long. That's what I feel.
It's like they sort of used it as a fun label and then ended up labeling themselves as procrastinator. A lot of times people forget that when we use certain terms or labels to talk about ourselves, it sort of sticks with us. Subconsciously, it becomes a part of us, and we should be very careful.
Terms which is being used and abused. Like, people don't realize that if we say it for fun or as a cool thing or making a joke, പക്ഷേ as frequently as we use it, നമ്മൾ പോലും അറിയാതെ it becomes a part of who we are. So I think
exactly.
also kind of made its way in our life like that. It was a cool thing. I've been procrastinating this task, I'll do it later. So it was a cool thing to say back then, but now it's not that much.
Okay. So you said, right, procrastination എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ നാളത്തേക്ക് വെക്കുക അല്ലെങ്കിൽ മറ്റന്നാളത്തേക്ക് വെക്കുക ചെയ്യാനുള്ള കാര്യം. right? Sometimes we are genuinely out of time or out of resources to do something.
Exactly.
So, and we, postpone things. So how do we differentiate? Like, how do we, like, are there like certain symptoms that people with procrastination tend to show in your experience?
Yeah, see, the first thing you mentioned, like genuinely not having the time to do something.
Mm,
That is a genuine case. നമ്മൾ പ്ലാൻ ചെയ്തു,
mm,
നമ്മൾ വിചാരിച്ച കാര്യങ്ങൾ ആ ദിവസം ചെയ്തു,
mm,
ബട്ട് ബൈ ദി എൻഡ് ഓഫ് ഇറ്റ് നമുക്ക് ഒരു കാര്യം കൂടെ ചെയ്യാനുള്ള ടൈം ഉണ്ടായില്ല, സോ വി കെപ്റ്റ്
mm.
ഇറ്റ് ഫോർ ലേറ്റർ. അപ്പോൾ
Yes,
ഇൻ ദാറ്റ്
exactly.
കേസ് ഇറ്റ് ബിക്കംസ് എ കോൺഷ്യസ് ഡിസിഷൻ ദാറ്റ് വി ആർ
Yes.
ടേക്കിംഗ്
Mm,
അണ്ടർസ്റ്റാൻഡിങ് ദാറ്റ് ഇതിപ്പോ ഇന്ന് എനിക്ക് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റില്ല, ഞാൻ
mm.
ഓൾറെഡി ഇത്രയും ചെയ്തു,
Yes.
അതുകൊണ്ടാണ് ഇതും കൂടെ ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റില്ല, അതുകൊണ്ട് ഞാൻ ഇത് നാളത്തേക്ക് മാറ്റും. ദാറ്റ് ഈസ്
Okay.
എ കോൺഷ്യസ് തിങ് ടു ഡു. പക്ഷെ പ്രൊക്രാസ്റ്റിനേഷന്റെ കേസ് വരുന്ന സമയത്ത് ഇറ്റ്സ് ലൈക്ക് യു ഹാവ് ലോട്ട്സ് ഓഫ് തിങ്സ് ടു ഡു, പക്ഷെ യു
Mm,
ആർ അൺഎബിൾ ടു ടേക്ക് ആക്ഷൻ.
mm,
ഫോർ എക്സാമ്പിൾ, കുറെ സയൻസ് ഉണ്ടാവും. ഓക്കെ, ദർ ആർ
mm,
ഡിഫറെന്റ് കാറ്റഗറീസ് ഓഫ് സയൻസ്. നമുക്ക് ബിഹേവിയറൽ സയൻസ് കിട്ടും, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ നമ്മളെ ഇമോഷണൽ സയൻസ് നമുക്ക് പറഞ്ഞുതരാൻ ചാൻസ് ഉണ്ട് ദാറ്റ് വി ആർ സ്ട്രഗ്ലിംഗ് വിത്ത് സംതിങ്, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ നമ്മളെ കോഗ്നിറ്റീവ് സയൻസ്. ഇതാണ് ത്രീ
mm,
മെയിൻ തിങ്സ്. സോ
mm,
ഒരു എക്സാമ്പിൾ എനിക്ക് പറയാം, ഐ തിങ്ക് ഇവൻ ദി ഓഡിയൻസിന്
mm,
ഏറ്റവും കൂടുതൽ റിലേറ്റ് പറ്റുന്ന ഒരു എക്സാമ്പിൾ ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞുതരാം.
mm,
ദർ മൈറ്റ് ബി സിറ്റുവേഷൻസ് വെയർ നമ്മൾ സ്ക്രോൾ ചെയ്യുന്നതായിരിക്കും, വി മൈറ്റ് ബി വാച്ചിങ്
mm,
റീൽസ്. അപ്പം
mm,
ഇത് വാച്ച് ചെയ്യുന്നത് ഇപ്പൊ തന്നെ നമ്മളെ മൈൻഡിൽ ഉണ്ടാവും, ഓക്കെ എനിക്കിന്ന് ഈ ഒരു കാര്യം ചെയ്യാനുണ്ട്, ഐ ഹാവ്
mm,
ദിസ് തിങ് ടു ഡു.
mm,
അപ്പൊ നമ്മൾ സ്ക്രോൾ
mm.
ചെയ്യാണ്, പക്ഷെ വി ആർ നോട്ട്
Mm.
ഏബിൾ ടു സ്റ്റോപ്പ്
Stop
ആൻഡ് വിൽ ബി തിങ്കിങ്
to
ടു
scroll.
15 മിനിറ്റ്സ് ചെയ്യട്ടെ, 15
Mm.
മിനിറ്റ്സ് ഈ ടൈമിൽ 15 മിനിറ്റ്സ് ആകുമ്പോഴത്തേക്കും ഞാൻ ഇത് ഓഫ് ചെയ്യും, and then I'll go and do it. I see my and then I'll go,
Oh,
and then if
yeah,
15 minutes then becomes 30 minutes, then becomes 1 hour, then
1
before
hour.
you've been scrolling for 3 hours,
Yeah.
and then
സമയം
you
പോകുന്നത് അറിയില്ല.
പിന്നെ we end up feeling guilty and shame, and we
Mm,
feel like, oh ഇനിയിപ്പോ എനിക്കിത് ചെയ്യാനുള്ള എനർജി ഇല്ല, because you've used
mm.
up all your energy
In
watching and consuming.
consuming content. Mm,
സോ ഇങ്ങനെയുള്ള ബിഹേവിയറൽ സയൻസ് ആണ് ഏറ്റവും ഈസിലി നമുക്ക് പിക്കപ്പ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റുക. ഒരു ടാസ്ക്, എന്ത് ടാസ്ക് ഉണ്ടെങ്കിലും അത് റിപ്പീറ്റഡ്ലി ഡിലേ ചെയ്യാം, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ സ്റ്റാർട്ട് ചെയ്യാൻ എപ്പോഴും ബുദ്ധിമുട്ട് ഫീൽ ചെയ്യാം, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ
mm,
നമ്മള് ഡിസ്ട്രാക്ഷൻസിലേക്ക് കൂടുതൽ എന്താ ചെയ്യാം, റിലേറ്റ് ചെയ്യാം. നമ്മൾക്ക് ടാസ്ക് ചെയ്യുന്നതിനേക്കാളും നമുക്ക് വിചാരിക്കുന്നത് ഈ ഡിസ്ട്രാക്ഷനിൽ ഞാൻ കുറച്ച് ടൈം സ്പെൻഡ് ചെയ്താൽ ഐ വിൽ ഫീൽ ബെറ്റർ, വിച്ച് ഡസ് നോട്ട് ഹാപ്പൻ. ഇങ്ങനെയുള്ള
mm,
സയൻസ് ആണ് ബിഹേവിയറൽ സിംറ്റംസ് അല്ലെ ബിഹേവിയറൽ സയൻസ്. ഇതിൽ നമുക്ക് ഈസിലി പിക്കപ്പ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റും. പക്ഷെ
mm,
ഇത് നമ്മൾ റിപ്പീറ്റീവ്ലി ചെയ്യുന്ന സമയത്ത് കുറച്ചും കൂടെ ഡ്രാസ്റ്റിക്കലി നമ്മളെ എഫക്ട് ചെയ്യുന്നതാണ് നമ്മളെ ഇമോഷണൽ സിംറ്റംസ്. അതായത് നമുക്ക് ഇത് നമ്മൾ കണ്ടിന്യൂ ഓവർ എ പീരീഡ് ഓഫ് ടൈം ചെയ്യുമ്പം we will see that, I have seen in my own case that നമ്മളെ ലെവൽ ഓഫ് സെൽഫ് എസ്റ്റീം, അല്ലെ നമുക്ക്
mm.
നമ്മളോടുള്ള ഒരു
മതിപ്പ്.
റിലേഷൻ,
Mm,
മതിപ്പ്,
mm,
പ്രൗഡ്നെസ് ദാറ്റ് വി ഫീൽ അബൌട്ട് അവർ
mm,
സെൽഫ്, നമുക്ക് ചില
mm,
കാര്യങ്ങൾ ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റും ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റൂലേ എന്നുള്ള സംഭവം ഭയങ്കരമായിട്ട് ഡിറ്റീരിയറേറ്റ് ആവും.
mm,
അങ്ങനെ ആയി കഴിയുമ്പോൾ പുതിയൊരു സാധനം വന്നു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ പിന്നെയും വി ഫീൽ ദ സെയിം തിങ്. അപ്പം അങ്ങനെ കുറെ സൈൻസ് ആൻഡ് സിംറ്റംസ് നമുക്ക് പിക്ക് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റും ദാറ്റ് വി ആർ procrastinating and we need help. If we are aware, we can surely pick up some signs.
Okay. So, what do you think? I think we all know the impact of procrastination, പക്ഷെ എന്നിരുന്നാലും just to sort of reinforce the message, how do you think procrastination affects people professionally or otherwise?
I think like you said, generally നമുക്ക് ഇമ്പാക്ട് അറിയാം, എന്തിന്റെ ഇമ്പാക്ട് നമുക്ക് അറിയാം. എനിത്തിങ് ദാറ്റ് ഇസ് ബാഡ് ഫോർ us,
Yeah.
നമുക്ക് ആരും ഇല്ല ഇത്
അറിയണ്ട.
നമുക്ക് ബാഡ് ആണ്, അതിന്റെ ഇമ്പാക്ട്സ് ഒക്കെ ആസ് ഹ്യൂമൻ ബീങ്സ് വി നോ. ബട്ട് സംടൈംസ് വി ടെൻഡ് ടു നോട്ട് പേ മച്ച് അറ്റൻഷൻ ടു അവർ നോളജ്. അപ്പൊ അതൊരു കാര്യം. ഇപ്പൊ ഇമ്പാക്ട് ചോദിക്കുകയാണെങ്കിൽ, ഇപ്പൊ ഫോർ എക്സാമ്പിൾ, let's imagine that you're in a relationship. Okay, you met your partner in a relationship, and naturally നമ്മളൊരു റിലേഷൻഷിപ്പിൽ ഉണ്ടാകുന്ന സമയത്ത് we share our goals and our outcomes and our dreams with our partner, right? എനിക്കിത് ചെയ്യാൻ, എനിക്കിത് ചെയ്യാൻ ഇഷ്ടം, we share it like this is my dream, this is what I want to achieve. Apo you did that, he was very excited, or he or she was very excited, very happy, looking forward to do all of these things. And then 5 years later you're still talking about it, and there's no concrete result, progress. movement, and then you're still talking about it. Do you think that your partner will have that same reaction, energy, or enthusiasm that he or she had the first time you shared the dream?
Yeah.
Not,
Yeah.
not at all, because they're also human beings. They are understanding that you're not going to do anything about it. So
No, ഇത് പിന്നെ personal relationship ആയതുകൊണ്ട് the poor guy or girl is going to wait it out. But if you're at work, nobody is going to wait for you, like
nobody
your
is
career.
going for you. നമ്മളൊക്കെ replaceable ആണ്. Everybody is replaceable in the works, right?
Yeah.
Impact എന്ന് പറയുമ്പം procrastination, even though it feels like a small little problem when we look at it from ഒരു ഡിസ്റ്റൻസ് നമ്മൾ നോക്കുമ്പോൾ ഇറ്റ്സ് എ സ്മോൾ തിങ്, അത് നാളെ തന്നെ നമുക്ക് ഫിക്സ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റുമെന്ന് തോന്നുന്ന ഒരു പ്രോബ്ലം ആണ് procrastination. But the more you learn about it, the more you meet people who are suffering from it, the more you realize that how much it is impacting their all the areas of their life. Our health, our personal relationship, our romantic relationship, our workspace performance, self-esteem, self-confidence, ഒന്നിനും കൂടാതെ സ്വന്തത്തിനോടുള്ള റിലേഷൻഷിപ്പ് എല്ലാം എൻറ്റയർലി എഫക്ട് ചെയ്യുന്ന ഒരു ചെറിയ വലിയ പ്രോബ്ലം ആണ് procrastination. And yeah, a lot of work to help people realize that it is a problem, and you need to find help for it or solution for it. So it's like entirely affect ചെയ്യുന്ന ഒരു കാര്യമാണ്, ഇമ്പാക്ട് ചെയ്യുന്ന ഒരു കാര്യമാണ്.
Do you think like ഇതിന്റെ പിന്നിൽ എന്തെങ്കിലും കാരണങ്ങളുണ്ടോ? Is there like any specific reasons why people tend to do this?
Of course, കാരണങ്ങൾ ഉണ്ടാവും. Few things that's coming to my mind is ഇപ്പോൾ number one I would like to say is lack of understanding of what are the things that makes you feel happy or satisfied or fulfilled. അധികം ആൾക്കാർക്കും നമ്മൾ ഈ ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ ചോദിക്കുകയാണെങ്കിൽ what makes you feel content in life, what makes you feel satisfied in your life, happy ഞാൻ മാറ്റി വെക്കും, because happy can be anything. പക്ഷെ ഈ content, filled, satisfied, ഇത് ചോദിക്കുമ്പം very few people have concrete answers. അപ്പം lack of understanding of what are the things that makes me feel content, feel fulfilled, feel satisfied, അതില്ലാത്തിടത്തോളം നമുക്ക് അറിയില്ല എന്താ ചെയ്യേണ്ടത്. What do we do on a daily basis to feel this way, to feel better, to feel good? Somebody who knows it, they are bound to take actions on it because they are connected with their why, their reason behind it, right?
Their purpose in life.
Yeah, their purpose or their why or their reason which drives them. So number one reason is not being connected to your why, your reason behind showing up every day and waking up, and that is the first reason. ഇനി ഈ റീസൺ കാരണം വരുന്ന വേറെ കുറെ റീസൺസ് ആണ് ഫിയർ, ആങ്സൈറ്റി, സ്ട്രെസ്, ഫിയർ ഓഫ് സക്സസ്, ഫിയർ ഓഫ് ഫെയിലിയർ നമ്മൾ ഫെമിലിയർ ആണ്. പക്ഷെ ഫിയർ ഓഫ് സക്സസ്, സം പീപ്പിൾ സക്സസ് ഇസ് ലൈക്ക് ഒരു അൺനോൺ സ്പേസ് ഫോർ അസ്, റൈറ്റ്? അപ്പോ ഇനിയിപ്പോ ഇൻ കേസ് ഞാൻ സക്സസ്ഫുൾ ആയാൽ how is it going to change me, how is it going to change my life,
how am I going to handle it,
will I be able to handle it? So fear of success, fear of failure, fear of judgments from people, fear of like being perfect, having to do, it's like an all or nothing mindset. ഒന്നിക്ക് ഞാൻ എല്ലാം 100% ഞാൻ ഏറ്റവും ബെസ്റ്റ് ആയിട്ട് ഞാൻ ചെയ്യും, ഇല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഞാൻ ഒന്നുമേ ചെയ്യൂല. Yeah, so
it's always the extremes. Yeah, never a good balance.
So ഇതൊക്കെ റീസൺസ് ആണ്, and it all comes from a lot of conditioning also. What they might have experienced in their childhood, what their guardians or their teachers or people they looked up to as a child told them or maybe ഇതിന്നൊക്കെ ഒരു ആഫ്റ്റർ എഫക്റ്റ് ആയിട്ടാണ് ആസ് എൻ അഡൾട്ട് വി ഫീൽ ദീസ് തിങ്സ്. സോ ആ രീതിയിൽ കുറെ റീസൺസ് നമുക്ക് ഡിഗ് ഔട്ട് ചെയ്യാം. ബട്ട് the main reason is not understanding your why and your purpose to wake up every day.
So you are a coach, right? And you help people with this particular area as well. So what kind of strategies do you use, if you don't mind me asking? ഇപ്പൊ ഒരു ഭയങ്കര procrastination ഉള്ള ഒരു ക്ലയന്റ് വരാണെങ്കിൽ
yeah. So first thing is എൻ്റെ procrastination help ചെയ്യുന്ന പ്രോഗ്രാമിൽ the first thing that I pay attention to or help the client pay attention to is understanding their personality type. ഇപ്പം നമ്മൾ based on all the personalities, there is one particular one which is very prominent in each individual. In me, there will be a particular type of personality which is more prominent. In you, there will be a particular type which is more prominent. അപ്പോൾ ആ കേസിൽ ഓരോ പേഴ്സണാലിറ്റിന്റെ ലൈഫിലും ഈ പ്രൊക്രാസ്റ്റിനേഷൻ എങ്ങനെയാ ഷോ അപ്പ് ചെയ്യുന്നത് ഭയങ്കര ഡിഫറെന്റ് ആയിരിക്കും. How I procrastinate or what are my triggers to procrastinate will be different from what is your triggers. People to people different ആയിരിക്കും. So the first thing that first strategy that I use is to understand and make the client also understand what are their personality type, and also how can their different states of mind put them into a cycle of procrastination for long periods of time. Apart from that, understanding the root cause, like why is something so triggering for them that they become so numb to take any action. Caring them, what is that fear? So our root cause, understand chiya, and from there on creating small actionable things, very small things to start with, breaking down their outcomes into small actionable steps, and then accountability, helping people with being accountable to a coach or somebody helps them a lot. Somebody who's there to ask, you said you want to do this, did you do it? Did you make a little? So അങ്ങനെയുള്ള different strategies to help them through the journey.
It's like having a workout buddy. ഇപ്പോൾ വർക്കൗട്ടിന് ഒരു കൂടെ ചെയ്യാൻ ഒരാളുണ്ടാവുമ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ രണ്ടുപേരും അങ്ങോട്ടും ഇങ്ങോട്ടും മോട്ടിവേറ്റ് ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ടേയിരിക്കും or push ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ടേയിരിക്കും, and we end up going to the gym, let's say, or working out even when we don't feel like it. Or when we don't
there is somebody
have the time.
You take you along with you, then it's much more easier.
Yeah. By the way, you guys, for those of you who are watching, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below, or you can use that little question sticker at the bottom of your screen. Okay. ഇപ്പൊ procrastination കുറിച്ച് പറയുമ്പോൾ ആമി പറഞ്ഞല്ലോ, like sometimes people are not connected with their why or the purpose, which is why they end up putting off things. So do you think self-awareness is key here, or കൂടുതൽ self-aware ആയതുകൊണ്ടാണോ അല്ല self-awareness കുറവായതുകൊണ്ടാണോ? What do you think?
Self-awareness is key, I think, for everything. Like ഒരാൾ self-aware അല്ലെങ്കിൽ അവർക്ക് realize ആവില്ലല്ലോ that they have a problem. People who are not self-aware are so free, I think. Illusion, in the illusion of freedom, because they don't realize that they are struggling with anything. They don't realize that they are suffering or they need help. So only people with minimum level of self-awareness will be the people who realize that, okay, I am having this problem, whatever, if not for anything else, right? So self-awareness, I think, is key for any kind of growth or any kind of progress in life. We need self-awareness. We need to accept that. We need the kind of acceptance that yes, I am flawed, and so is everybody, and we need to work on becoming better. So self-awareness is very important. Like it's the first step, I would say, in the journey. Yeah.
And how do you, like, I think you have already mentioned this, but asking anyway. Perfectionism and procrastination tend to go hand in hand, I guess. So, see, if it's a personal thing, if a workout is perfect, it doesn't really affect anyone around me. But if I'm a business owner, and I've noticed this in my clients, they want everything to be perfect for their client because they are getting paid for it. But then there is no absolute measure for perfection, right? So like, what do you think someone can do when perfectionism starts kicking in and then it leads to procrastination?
It's a vicious cycle, I'd like to call it. It's like
Procrastination.
Procrastination will lead you to only your perfectionism will lead you to procrastinate.
Procrastination.
Your procrastination ചെയ്തിട്ട് കുറേ ടാസ്ക് തലേ കയറി വരുമ്പോൾ you'll think, oh, I'll do it perfectly until you'll go back to that cycle. So
Yeah.
ഇങ്ങനെ
Yeah. കൊണ്ടേരി.
So I think spiritual understandings about life will really help us in beating perfectionism, because there are two spiritual school of thoughts that I really believe in, and I try to live by it every day. Number one is the genuine understanding of how everything is temporary. Everything is going to finish, or even my own life, my living body is temporary. And so whatever I feel or do in this body is temporary. It's not going to stay. I'm not that big. One day I'm going to, it's going to be the end, right? So that understanding everything is temporary. Any mistake you do is temporary. Any great thing you do is temporary. It's not going to last all your life, right?
No.
Yeah. So number one, having real understanding of this principle, and the second principle that everything is flawed. Every single thing is flawed. So even if you go around this entire world and meet every single people in this planet, and you come back home, it's impossible for you to meet anybody who is perfect. So where is this egoistic need that we are having, that I have to be perfect, everything I do has to be perfect? We need to ask ourselves, how dare we to try for that kind of thing and not take any action to make any progress? So spiritual understanding helps, and also practicing that helps a lot. One thing I did, which was fun, in my third batch, was there was this one client for whom it was so difficult to not do things perfectly. I asked her to consciously make mistakes. Like I asked her to paint, and I asked her to keep a reference to what she wanted to paint, and I asked her to make conscious mistakes in that painting. It should not look anything. It should be wrong. And it's so difficult for some people to do because they're so used to not making any mistake.
This reminds me of an article that I read a few years back. A mother, she gave the daughter some, like a young child, to do something with a pencil, and she didn't give the child an eraser so that the child can just keep making mistakes and not erase it. So imagine when we have an eraser, we keep erasing. We go, like now on the phone or on our laptop, we keep doing delete buttons or backspace because we have that option. But if we didn't have that option, first
We'll move
a
on.
few minutes, first couple of minutes will be difficult, then we are like, whatever. If it's a mistake, it's a mistake. So I guess the exercise that you gave to your client makes a lot of sense.
Exactly.
So how did that end up working out for the client?
She allowed herself to be free for the first time in her life. It stemmed from the experience of having a strict parent who demanded perfection from her as a child. All throughout her childhood, demanded perfection in everything that she had to do as a child. So even after being an adult and after being a mom, she's still having that standards for herself. So she learned to become free from it one day at a time.
Unachievable standards that we put on ourselves. So I'm sort of slightly deviating from the topic and going into confidence building. Since you're a confidence coach and we have you here, might as well you use your expertise. For do you think confidence is an issue for women more than men? Have you noticed anything, any patterns in your clients?
I like to put it like this. I think both genders suffer from lack of confidence. Both of them does. The difference that I found was not in the problem of lack of confidence, but the difference is basically in the solutions and the approach that we need for both. The approach, the solutions, and the support that a woman need to build confidence is very different from support that a man needs to build confidence. The problem is the same. The kind of feelings or thought process is very similar. But the approach and the support has to be very different in case of men and women. For example, like you mentioned, like unachievable standards that women that has been set on women. In case of things that affects a woman's confidence, the first thing that comes to my mind is men is not asked questions about having work-life balance, and so anything related to that does not take a hit on their confidence because nobody is asking them these things. But in case of women, it does, because that's the first question that she hears over and over again when she decides to do something outside of her home. What happens to the family? What happens to your children? What happens to food? What happens to the home? And that question, so it takes a hit on her confidence, not necessarily for a man. Another thing that I also do notice in women that yes, that there is a lot of societal expectations. Yes, there is a things that generations have put on us to do, like we have to be a certain way to be a good woman. Our life has to look a certain way to be a good woman. What I try to do is, why do we feel the need to either fight it, or why do we feel the need to adhere to it? Yeah, if we are good enough to draw our boundaries on what are the things that I am ready to tolerate and what are the things that I will not tolerate, no matter what somebody else expects from us, will not take a hit on our confidence because our boundaries are strong. So
not following it is also a certain way of fighting it, right? Even if you're not like actively fighting it, not following societal norms is also a sort of a way of rebelling against it.
But like I said, rather than doing it as a form of rebellion, if you're doing it from a self-preservation and peace in your mind, experience will be slightly different. Experience you fight, which I've done, and with the experience you get while you fight a societal norm, and the experience you get when you follow whatever you want to do from a perspective of self-preservation and being a good human, being happy, both the journey is very different. So is the result.
Yeah, I agree. See, I don't expect anyone to get confident after watching a live session, but are there like some hacks or strategies that you can share?
Hacks, quite frankly, find a community, find a group of people outside of your family and your normal circle of friends who is inspiring to you. Maybe people who are doing things that you want to do. You're not there yet, but you also want to be like that. So find any community that aligns with the things you want to do, things you want to achieve, and be a part of it, and keep it separate from all other aspects of your life. Keep it separate from your family, keep it separate from your friend circle, keep this separate, and spend time with these people, learn from them, be inspired from them, and learn about the stories of these people. That's number one. Ask for help, search for what is the kind of help you need, what is the kind of support that you're seeking, which you feel like will help you get closer to your outcomes or your goals, and see where you can get those help and ask for help. Invest money.
No, the simplest and easiest solution is to hire Amina.
Oh, but real money into yourself. I think women have the tendency to be so selfless that they have solution for problems for everybody else in their life.
But not their own.
Not their own. Not their own. They keep it towards the end. Yeah. The last box.
And sometimes it's not even in the list. Not even.
So, as you help others, being the beautiful woman that you are, help yourself also. That
Good
can help.
advice.
Yeah.
What role do you think self-compassion plays in building confidence,
Yeah.
irrespective of the gender?
Yeah, irrespective of gender. Oh, I struggled with self-compassion during my younger days. Um I think without that, it's impossible for you to generate any long-term results. Without compassion, maybe you might be able to do something for that instant result, but without having compassion for yourself, without realizing that there is always a chance for you to go back to your patterns, there is always a chance for you to make a mistake. There is always a chance for you to feel low, or you to feel like you're not able to do your best. Realizing that and then still moving forward, still taking action. Only somebody who has some level of compassion to their being will be able to do that. So self-compassion is necessary. Like we said before about self-awareness. If that is the beginning, then self-compassion is the only thing that's going to take you to the end.
Keep you going, yeah.
Keep you going, yeah.
Especially on those days when like you're trying to beat procrastination and you, let's say, did well for a couple of days and then you fall off the wagon and you have to get back.
That's something that is sure to happen.
Yeah.
That is sure to happen. If you are somebody who's having the intention and is taking the necessary action to overcome your procrastination and go after your outcomes, it is not that only because you've taken all the steps and then you've done everything, that from that day onwards you're never going to go back. That's never going to happen, because these patterns have been in you for so long. It's going to take a few years of work to break each one of them down and then create results. So it has to keep going. It's a marathon.
All right, Amy, I am so glad that we got to connect over this live. Can you briefly tell us what kind of coaching programs or sessions you offer and how people can connect with you?
Yes, sure. I'll be happy to. The first thing is I run a mastermind which is called the Action Takers Mastermind, which is a 12-week coaching program. This is the mastermind that I use to help people who are suffering from procrastination. Have the guidance and the direction to take action, and also spend time with people who are having similar problems.
Or in the same boat.
Yeah, on the same boat, spending time with them, that building that community mindset. So that is the first thing that I do. And the second program that I do is the Unstoppable You program, which is the VIP program for 1 year, focused on people who are looking for healing, a journey that will help them transform from a space of pain to power. So that is my second program, which is a 1 year program. It's not for the faint-hearted, but it's a great one. These are the two things.
Both of these are group programs, is it? Excuse me.
Unstoppable You, depending on the case, I do take single session,
one as well as group.
Entire year, but mostly it's a mastermind. Right?
Got it.
That's how they.
And they can connect with you on Instagram, is it?
One-on-one sessions.
I think both of us were speaking at the same time and one of our voices got cut off. So people can connect with you on Instagram, is it?
Yes, they can.
Okay. So what are your weekend plans? What do you do to unwind? Do you procrastinate over that as well?
On weekends, I give myself all the freedom to procrastinate.
Do whatever you want.
Yeah, for me it's very simple. Like, keep friends on the TV, have some popcorn. Very simple. Have meals with my family. That's all I want on my weekend.
Where in Kerala are you, if you don't mind me asking?
Kannur. It's in Kannur.
Kerala.
Yeah.
On our way. Yeah.
Small little village town.
Somehow I end up connecting with Kannur people only.
Ah,
The last live session was with Hannah, and she's based in Calicut. So I thought she's a Kozhikode.
yeah.
No, she's also from Kannur.
ഞാനും from Kannur, Kunni Panur എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞൊരു സ്ഥലത്താണ് I'm coming.
Okay. Nice. I mean, it's nice to see women from northern part of Kerala doing great things.
Yes. Anywhere
Yeah.
from, in fact, I mean, so
Anyway from Kerala, but northern part of Kerala has a little bit of കുറച്ചധികം.
yeah,
ഒരു ശകലം.
yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Ami. I'm not seeing any questions.
Yeah.
Plus, they are going to start switching off everything here because it's past 6 p.m.
Yeah.
So I will see you soon. I'll see you on WhatsApp and Instagram. And thank you everyone so much for
Thank
joining.
you so much to you also for allowing me and giving me a chance to come on your live and talk about something that I'm so passionate about. And also to everyone in the audience who's tuned in and listened. Thank you so much. Thank you for your time.
Most welcome. Take care, Edo. Bye.
Bye-bye. See you.